right, cool. So now we're in the weight room and in our functional training area, and I'm going to talk about some basic concepts around why we do what we do. And ultimately, everything that we talk about comes back to the power center. And the biggest thing of the power center is to be able to create force, you first have to absorb force. Well, to absorb force, you have to be able to be stable, and that's where proximal stability comes from. If I have better stability closer to my body, I'm going to be able to generate more force. The easy example is if I bend my elbow, right, I can bend it all day. If my shoulder's in the right position, I shouldn't have a big problem, right? If my shoulder's now in the wrong position, if I bend my elbow a bunch of times, it's going to create more of a problem. But the shoulder is going to be primary to the elbow. So if I keep my shoulder in the right position, again, which my shoulder's designed to be on the back half of my body, not the front half. And this is one of the first things that we see in terms of proximal stability. If my alignment is off, then I'm not going to be able to generate the power that I want to. And ultimately, what we really see in the injuries is the ability to absorb impact. It's not so much the ability to create force that we have the problem, it's the ability to absorb force, right? And so in your power center is really, really important. Ultimately, that proximal stability is really, really important for you to be able to develop that power, and it's ultimately really important for you to develop that force absorption. So as my joints move, they have to move from the center out. And that's really what you're looking at, even from the force absorption. In my shoulder, if I'm going to absorb force, the force wants to be absorbed through my shoulder. If my shoulder motion stops, then that's where I'm going to have the problem in my elbow or my hand. And you may end up having ultimately the problem in your shoulder as well. So again, coming back to it, when I'm looking at the power center's importance, right, and proximal stability and that counter rotation being really, really important, it has more to do with force absorption than it does to have to do with anything else. I have to be able to absorb force so then I can create force.